So as we mentioned, the ANC insisting that election of new party leaders will go ahead as planned. ANC National spokesperson Pule Mabe saying the party is determined to conclude the conference within the stipulated time. SABC News anchor Vuyo Mvoko is at the conference. He joins us now to get a feel of events. So Vuyo, the domino effect of the delays from yesterday carrying on today with the matter of credentials, which we mentioned, I think it was predicted that it would dog the conference.
Correct, SABC. In fact, from what we understand, they are currently busy with credentials. And from previous past experience, we know that credentials is where these conferences often get stuck. And we expect this particular conference to be no different. Something incredible that a member of the National Executive Committee of the ANC Nomvula Mokonyane, speaking to our colleague Bongi earlier, was talking about just what she said was the last glitch, after which she thinks that it will be all systems go in as far as credentials is concerned. But take a listen to what Nomvula Mokonyane told Bongi a little earlier.
I'm happy where we are now. I was a bit anxious yesterday because we were trying to find out where the problem was, and around 12 yesterday midday we understood where the problem was, and the following are the realities. This is the first conference of the ANC that we are running the accreditation, registration and everything electronically using the new membership system, and unfortunately we have had the 4 big provinces having their conferences without the use of the new membership system. And that on its own created a lot of glitches. You have had Gauteng went to conference, they didn't use the new system. The Eastern Cape went to conference, they didn't use the new system. Gauteng, KZN, Limpopo didn't, no, Limpopo used the new system, and the Northwest used the new system. The Free State has not gone to conference, so there is no infrastructure. The Western Cape has not gone to conference. So those big provinces that are bringing big delegates here had not used this, and amongst others, it's just the data of the membership in the system. Because for a conference, there's in the portal, you have a site for a conference that what are the requirements for a conference. It must be Bongiwe and your official picture. So many of the delegates from those big provinces, Eastern Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, for example, and Gauteng, didn't have pictures, and you then had to have them sending those photos. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Upon arrival, we had to start now, take pictures, load them, and then update the status of the individual. So the work that was supposed to have happened 2 weeks ago was not done. Because when the province now comes with a final report of saying, here are the names of the delegates, you then are supposed to upload that information, and then the names come with the pictures. Instead, comrades were sending pictures of themselves with their wives, their girlfriends, or the best pet in the house, a swimming pool, you know, your social media status profile. So we had to deal with that. And in the course of dealing with that, we also had to deal with an unfortunate situation where the accreditation cards of the Free State were grabbed, and they ran away with those accreditation cards. We had to deal with them and now change the entire...
Who grabbed them?
The delegation of the Free State. Very ill-disciplined. They came, they took some of the cards, others remained with our admin team. We had to now destroy everything and deactivate everything, change the color. So the color of the Free State has now had to now change and load afresh, because now you wouldn't confirm that they've taken Nomvula and left Bongiwe's card. We had to do that. So because of that as well, you had to redo the Free State. So the Free State was the last, precisely because whilst we had completed everything, then it got taken away. This morning, the area that was taking us a bit of time was the replacements, where a confirmed delegate is no longer coming. Then the province, the branch, and the person who's no longer coming have to now send us letters to confirm, because we really want to be strict that it is not anybody who's been appointed by anyone who must be here. It must be somebody elected. Remember, with this conference, every delegate has to be elected in a branch general meeting. So to substitute, it can be just a nigga like exchange. So those are the things we dealt with.
It sounds to me, though, that some of these things could have been dealt with ahead of time, and they were not. And that's then bringing me to my next question. Some people have said, given what happened with registration, and some have called it clumsy, some have called it disorganized, and they say this is a reflection of the ANC. How do you respond?
That's not true. Show me an organization that has got delegates as big as these ones. Secondly, as I've said, you have had a new system that we are using for the first time. I've heard that financial institutions have also had their systems collapsing. Any system is bound to have challenges, and as I've said, the big sending provinces didn't actually comply, and where they have complied, the information was not complete, and I think one of the things that we must accept is that we must now insist on pre-registration at a province, so that we don't then have everybody coming in here. You know, part of it had to do again with an overhaul of leadership. You have all the provinces, most of them have got new leaders, and taking these things seriously has also been a challenge.
Are the people that ran away with their tags from the Free State going to be disciplined? What happens next?
We've met with the Free State leadership, and we have said to them, because they were on site, those that are known must actually be attended to, and those that know who sent those people, they must also deal with them.
I Nomvula Mokonyane, member of the ANC NEC, but also a staffer at headquarters, Pule House, trying to explain what has happened, which has obviously affected the whole credentials process, which we are told is what, inside the plenary, they are now busy with credentials after clearing those glitches, she calls them.